Edmodo is a social networking site for educators, which has a plethora of uses for the 21st century classroom. Edmodo offers a way to keep assignments, files, quizzes, and much more in one location, which can be accessed from any computer or mobile device that is connected to the internet, which really appeals to the students. It is a free resource which can enable better communication between teachers, students, and parents. There are many ways a teacher and students can benefit from the use of Edmodo. Teachers can post assignments and files for their classes, as well as embed videos, images, and audio. Quizzes can be created, and files can be attached to each question for the students to respond to. Polls can be created for students to take, which can be used as formative assessments. Wall Wisher can also be embedded, which can be used for brainstorming activities. Students can even turn in assignments directly through Edmodo, and grades can be posted. There's even the ability to award badges, which students really like. As for communication, messages can be posted on a wall. The students really like this because they view it as a school-appropriate Facebook. According to the instructional power of digital gaming, social networking, simulations, and how teachers can leverage them, it is highly likely that the tween and teen group, 9 to 17-year-olds, are the heaviest users of this social networking technology. 60% of the students' surveys said they use the sites to talk about education topics, and more than 50% use it to talk about specific schoolwork. Since students are already using social networking sites, using Edmodo is a proactive way to get them involved in a school-appropriate site in which they can discuss their schoolwork with classmates, teachers, and parents. Students like the fact that they can post a question and get a fairly quick response. Student groups can be created for collaborative work. Teachers can use Edmodo to network with other teachers. There's the option to create a calendar to share with your students. Parent accounts can be created so that parents can keep up with how their child is doing and get special messages and alerts from the teacher. These are all excellent qualities which make Edmodo a wonderful tool.
Hello everyone. This is a brief vlog about the integration of the Web 2.0 tool Edmodo into classroom instruction. I've been using this particular tool for several years. I first became intrigued by its usefulness mainly due to its ability to offer users, who are primarily students and teachers, ways to communicate and collaborate with each other using that technology tool. Before implementing this program, Edmodo, I explored the tool as much as I possibly could. I found that there was a strong sense of safety being promoted by the creators of this program. There are many parameters that teachers can set to ensure that students are working in a safe and secure online environment. This is definitely a major bonus that any educator should take notice of when searching for Web 2.0 tools that they're wanting to use in the classroom. Well, now back to the integration of this actual program. Once you have a teacher account created, you're then able to create groups that you can enroll your students in. Each group you create will then be given a code for you to give your students in order to use for them to sign up for the program. Here you can see that groups are over in the left-hand side of the page in this panel. And once you have the code, you may send your students to edmodo.com. Okay? Depending on the age level, maturity, and experience of your students, you may want to sign your students up yourself. Whether you're signing the student up or they are signing up themselves with some facilitated help from you as their teacher, they will be here on edmodo.com and go down to the sign up option. They will click on I'm a student, and here's where the group code that you have given each student will be inserted. A username will be created, a password will be created, emails are optional, then first name and last name. Generally, I don't use complete first names and last names. I use some type of abbreviated symbol or name to some extent that will identify the student to me and their classmates when using the program. Once enrolled, students are then able to access comments, assignments, and all kinds of other options that are set up by you, the teacher. My initial use for this tool a few years ago was to introduce students to an online collaborative device that would allow them to communicate with each other, as well as using a safe online environment to promote 21st century skills. This worked really well, especially after modeling how to post and reply to comments and topics. From there, I began to post assignments for students that would require them to submit a link to an online assignment that could be completed using another Web 2.0 tool, as well as instructing my students how to upload Word documents and slideshow presentations into the program. There's also an option for you as the teacher to upload documents and other files for students to have continual access to when working on projects. That is located in the library section of Edmodo. With the newer, updated version of Edmodo, this is in the top banner up here. And if we click on library, we can see that we can upload and send documents here to have accessible for students at all times. It can be attached to posts that you put on Edmodo. There's also an option to sync Edmodo with Google Docs, which I will come back to in just a few minutes. Some other really great features that have been added to Edmodo recently are the ability to create quizzes, which is at the very top of our page here. Okay. You can load a previously created quiz or start from scratch and create a brand new quiz that will be posted here for any students or selected groups that you wish to view and complete. Students also have access to polls or discussions that you are able to create. Basically, we click on the poll option and all we see is this blank space here with question. Once you click inside, you will put your statement or question here and add answers for students to select. There is also an option to add additional answers far beyond just one or two. Another great feature of Edmodo, like I said earlier, was the ability to sync your Google Docs or Google Apps basically with the program itself. To do this, you will click on your library link at the top. Then on the left-hand pane, right here, we will click on Google Docs, and we get the option to connect with Google Docs, which includes Google Presentation or any of the Google apps that students may have access to. For school districts that use Google Apps, this is a really great feature. Students as well as teachers are now able to link up virtually any doc or presentation with Edmodo, and then they can submit this or share it with the class or specified groups within Edmodo. The use of this tool has given my students more responsibility and lots more accountability in regards to their own learning. It has definitely enabled them to become future leaders themselves.
I have the task of evaluating Edmodo. Edmodo has many strengths and very few weaknesses for teaching and learning. It also provides feedback. Edmodo has been one of the most popular new social media tools around and is used nationwide. To begin with, Edmodo takes safety very seriously. This is a good thing in today's world where cyber etiquette and internet safety needs to be taught. Groups are created by the teachers, and students can join this closed group only by invitation. Students do not have to provide any private information. Teachers can also monitor conversations since there are no private chats. Members of Edmodo also have access to common sense media lessons. This is a valuable resource for teachers on internet safety, cyberbullying, and cyber etiquette. Common Sense has also activities for students, homework, objectives for teachers, information handouts for the parents and students. One thing I like about Edmodo is that students can earn badges for things such as quizzes, citizenship, homework, and or doing assignments. This provides an instant positive reinforcement, and students like receiving them. I like to post a homework assignment one day a week where students are required to write 10 sentences. I will provide feedback and grade their work and award badges accordingly. One teacher said that she likes to give her students a book or a prize when they've earned 10 badges. There are some basic badges that you can get from Edmodo, but most of mine I received from other teachers. You can create your own also by uploading a picture. As I mentioned, assignments can be graded on Edmodo, or Edmodo will grade it for you. And you can also upload your grades into an Excel type spreadsheet, which makes life a little bit easier. There are just a couple of things I found I'd like to change about Edmodo. When my students are doing an assignment and they don't have time to complete it, it does not save their work and they have to start over. Also, I'd like to have the ability to highlight spelling or grammar errors. The major problem that I find using this tool is that we just don't have enough time or computers to get on. The author of Waiting for the Revolution mentioned this when he talked about the rigid structures of the school's timetables, and that is exactly what we have a problem with. We have benchmark testing, we have one computer lab. I am fortunate to have 5 computers in my room, so I use Edmodo as a center during my mathematics or language arts instruction. One way that I use it in a center is that I found an app in the Edmodo's App Store. This app was free and it's called ScoopPad, and it's aligned with a Common Core with activities for both subjects. Students also earn coins and badges. I use ScoopPad to evaluate where they're weak in, and then I can reteach that exact objective. Edmodo overall is so engaging and students love using it, and this year when I put them on it and showed them, they said, "Yay, we get to use Facebook." So they think they're using Facebook, and then I get them to work on it just a little bit longer.
Like Edmodo, our project will allow for educators that are looking for a new way to integrate technology into their classrooms, a way to introduce this to administration. Most of the time, administrations that do not allow new technology into their buildings is due to the simple fact that they do not know a lot about the program itself. Having our project set up in this format will allow for educators to show the administration how this project can be used. Great educators are always looking for a creative and new way to engage their students. So our presentation offers that valuable information about what Edmodo is and how it can be used in the classrooms effectively in a short, clear, and concise way. This would be useful to share also to the staff before a staff development to gain interest, so that the staff has a general topic overview of the program that is about to be implemented into their building. And our hope is that this would build excitement instead of dread that most educators feel before taking on a new task of learning a new program for their classroom use. This program offers a way for educators to collaborate with one another via web and in real time so that they know what's going on in each other's classrooms. The students also can connect with their parents, and teachers can connect with parents to let them know what is going on throughout the day within the classroom. I believe that this would be a great way to have the students and staff all join together to go towards a common goal.